Majesty Rashta's coming in. Rashta came into the room and saw Oikoa neatly and elegantly dressed. Your Majesty really looks dashing. Isn't it unfair for everyone if your Majesty looks dashing on top of everyone else? You really know how to flatter me. Why do you look so dapper today? Oikoa reached out for Rashta and gave her a light peck on the forehead. Didn't I tell you a few days ago that I'm going to the Imperial Villa? I'll see you off, your Majesty. Oikoa took Rashta's hand as they walked side by side, but something in the carriage caught Rashta's eyes. It was a beautiful red box. What's that box, your Majesty? It's my gift to the king. The king is going to the villa too? Yes, the trip is for her birthday after all. Your Majesty, Rashta wants to come as well. I'm sorry, Rashta, I don't think the king would be pleased. I also want to come. It's a family party, and I'm also part of the family. I'm sorry, Rashta. How about we celebrate together, just the two of us, on your birthday? Okay. Have a safe trip, your Majesty. Did you just arrived? I'm exhausted. You should go take a rest and get some sleep. Oikoa reached out for Kageyama's hand and firmly held it. A present. It was a beautiful designed music box with jewelries. I'll help you put it on. Oikoa's fingers trailed around Kageyama's neck as he gradually puts the beautiful necklace around Kageyama's neck. Suddenly Kageyama felt Oikoa leaning onto his neck, gently kissing him. Kageyama immediately slammed the jewelry box. What do you think you're doing? So that's how it is. Suddenly Oikoa fell onto the ground with a loud thud. Your Majesty. Kageyama knelt down holding Oikoa in his arms. Send someone to the capital immediately for the Emperor's physician. Just like that, 4 days passed. We arrived back at the capital. Since Oikoa-san was sick, we couldn't celebrate my birthday. I'm sorry, we couldn't celebrate your birthday. It's okay, there's always a next year. Your Majesty. Rashta was so worried. Rashta came running to Oikoa just as they stepped foot outside the carriage. Rashta cried in Oikoa's arms as people stare at them. Next day with Viscount Lotushu and Rashta. Did you find some dirt to use on Duke Sugora? Here, there are all the details. Viscount Lotushu handed Rashta a paper. Dirt. Oh, you can't read? Then I'll just explain it to you. It's the tragic love story between Lord Cauchy, Lady Marius and Duchess Sugora. I told you to find dirt about him. This doesn't even include the Duke. Lord Cauchy is known as Duke Sugora. Lady Marius, Duchess Sugora's older sister, fell in love with her sister's fiancé, who was Duke Sugora. According to the rumor, Lady Marius and Duke Sugora were very close. But the Duke decided to suddenly marry the Duchess instead. After the marriage, Lady Marius decided to leave the capital and went to live in a temple. But 7 days after, she decided to kill herself. What does her killing herself have to do with Duke Sugora? Well, here's an interesting thing. Turns out that before Lady Marius died, she was carrying a baby. Rumors said that the Duke got Lady Marius pregnant, but he didn't want to take responsibility, so he married the Duchess Sugora instead. Happy now? A wide smile spread across Rashta's face. Now that's some dirt I can use. For the next few days I had been preparing for the masquerade ball, so I was unable to see Oikoa-san. Finally it was the day of the masquerade party, and I had worn a fine red suit made out of the best silk and a mask. As Kageyama made an entrance to the ball, whispers filled the room. Rashta had the same silk, the same pattern and the same mask as mine. Your Majesty. Why did you copy me? Why would I copy you? Do you think I would go all the way out just to make myself look bad? When you said that you wanted to be like me, I didn't know you meant exactly copying me. Do you think Lady Rashta copied the king? But His Highness came in late. Was he that jealous of the Emperor's mistress? Kageyama could hear their whispers and glares. I asked him to wear it. Oh, is that so, your majesty? As expected, you look really dashing with the silk I gave you and the suit. Oikoa took Kajiama's hand as they sat on their thrones. Why did you take my side? Isn't it obvious whose side I have to take? You are the king. Makes sense. People were cheering for Rashta as she gracefully dances. Oikoa was looking at this and smiled. Why don't you ask her for a dance? What? Over there? You look like you want to. Are you jealous? Jealous? Who? Me? If you're not jealous, then why are you mocking me? Nobody's mocking you. Did my mother teach you how to win arguments when you were a child? How do you always manage to have the last word? Do you really want to know? I do actually. Do you remember suggesting the same thing when we were younger? And what you did afterwards? Afterwards I beated up Oikoa-san and sat on him like a king. Dot. Rashta, who was watching them from afar, was looking at the two of them leaning into each other so close and whispering words to each other. They are talking about state affairs even at a party like this. The emperor never talks to me about that kind of thing. And Duke Gyuru's not here because he went to Rimwell. That woman is Duchess Sugora. 4 days later. Kajiyama-kun, have you heard? Calm down, Hinata. What is it? The Duchess. Duchess Sugora and Duke Sugora are divorcing. What? Duchess Sugora said that she was very suspicious of who the father of her sister Lady Marius's baby before she died. And there have been many rumors going around about the Duke having an affair with a noblewoman from the New Year's ceremony, as well as the secret behind his relationship with Lady Marius. The Duchess is probably frustrated. Even though it's just a rumor, it's already too cruel if Lady Marius had died because of her pregnancy and Duke Sugora's marriage with the Duchess. Does this have something to do with Rashta? Rashta? Find out why the Duchess want to suddenly divorce. If this is something that Rashta planned, then I can't let her get away with it like before. Because this means Rashta is able to manipulate high society. Your Majesty, I have bad news. Viscount Daiichi. He stabbed Rashta with a knife. Viscount Daiichi is the man who recently fell head over heels for Duke Sugora. He must have done this because he is in love with Duke. I knew it. Congratulations, Your Majesty. Lady Rashta is with your child. Your Majesty, the Emperor has come to see you. Oikoa walked in the room somewhat looking gloomy. Rashta is pregnant.
神様どうか声を聞かせてほんのちょっとでいいからもう二度と離れないようにあなたと二人あの生産のように